What's up, nerds, and welcome to the Nerd History Podcast, a proud part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network and your home for celebrating the nostalgia that shaped nerd culture today. Hey, everyone. I'm Radio Matt. I am the Director of Content and Resources for Love Thy. I forget the title. It's long. Who wants to remember all those words for Love Thy Nerd? And joining me today is someone who used to be a teenager with attitude. Deidra.
Yes, hi.
Now she's just...
a mom with attitude.
A middle-aged lady.
Hey. I am not middle.
How old do you expect to live?
That's 40 plus, sir. Sheesh.
Middle age is like 60. Yeah, if you plan to live to be 120. We just released our Nerd History mini doc, and now we're here to discuss the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So, grab your Power Morpher, think of some witty one-liners to shout after you punch somebody, and it's morphin' time.
Hey, Matthew.
So natural.
I hate this.
I'm
not a script person, okay? All right. So, if you had to explain the original Power Rangers show to someone, like maybe that's never seen it, not me, how would you do it?
That's totally not describing you. Old Japanese superhero footage cut together with American actors telling a story. Bad acting, ugly villains, ridiculous stories, and probably the coolest thing we had ever seen in the 90s. 5 teenagers from Angel Grove get sucked into this weird thing in the Outlands, this weird building, where there's a giant face floating in a tube.
Okay.
And a robot man named Alpha 5. And they're all imbued with the power coins to make them Power Rangers. And they fight monsters from that are made out of clay and turned real by a space witch who spent the last 10,000 years in a dumpster.
Okay.
So that's basically it. Does that explain the show well enough to you?
Yeah. It sounds intriguing.
The whole premise of the show is really dumb. But again, in 1995 or 93, I guess is when it started. 95 was the movie. But 93, super exciting. Loved it.
Wow. I was in Germany in 95. Maybe that's why I didn't get into it.
You were closer to Japan than I was.
In 93 to 96, yeah.
So you missed all the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were even there when the movie was out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what is your first memory of watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and which Ranger did you instantly gravitate toward?
My first memory, I guess I don't really remember when I first watched it, but I guess the earliest memory is just the fact that I would watch it every day before school.
Okay.
And that my mom would watch it with me.
Aww.
We would always watch like an hour of TV before school. And for the longest time, it was reruns of Little House on the Prairie, which I hated. But my mom was watching it, and there was nothing else on. And I remember that Power Rangers had been going on for a while on Saturday mornings, but now they had enough episodes that they would start playing them every morning, early in the morning, an hour of it every morning. And so I asked my mom if we could watch it one of those days, and she said yeah, and she continued to let me do that every day for the rest of elementary school. And I don't know if she liked them or not, or if she was just letting me be happy. But I was happy. It was great. And eventually they moved it was one episode of Power Rangers and one episode of Saban's second show that was going on. There was often in those early years a second show made the same way. So first it was VR Troopers, which was like a virtual reality-esque kind of thing, but it was still the same thing. It was like 3 teenagers got these special suits and powers. And then it was Beetleborgs, which was, again, the same premise. A bunch of teenagers got these special beetle robot powers and turned into these ninja fighting beetles. And they all had like special vehicles, and it was Power Rangers. It was just another kind of Power Rangers.
Right.
But that was the majority of my brain as a elementary school student.
Wow.
Thank you, Saban.
I remember all my friends.
Oh, I didn't answer your other question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
All my friends were into Yellow Ranger.
Yellow Ranger. Yellow Ranger was good.
It was like you didn't want to be pink because everyone was in the pink Ranger.
Everyone was pink. Fun fact. Yellow Ranger in the Japan series that they stole the footage from was a dude.
Oh.
That's cool. Why the Yellow Ranger didn't have a skirt like the Pink Ranger did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting stuff. The Ranger that I gravitated towards right away, of course, was the Red Ranger, Jason. Because I'm a natural born leader. I don't know what to tell you.
You just, yeah.
I loved the Red Ranger. Still do.
That's good. So how did the arrival of Tommy Oliver as the Green Ranger shift the show's tone and popularity in your eyes? And what made Tommy Oliver the most iconic Ranger of all time?
So up until that point, up until the Green Ranger storyline, every episode had pretty much been a one-off monster of the week kind of thing. And then
like Smallville season 1.
It's like Smallville season 1, 2, and 3, really. But then we got the Green with Evil miniseries. It was 5 episodes, I believe, of Rita Repulsa finding the lost Power Ranger coin, power coin, or creating it. I don't remember. But making her own Power Ranger, which was the Green Power Ranger. And they were trying to figure out who it was, and they were trying to fight him. They were trying to save him.
So it was like a mystery.
It was really neat. And then at the end, he turns good and joins the team permanently and became the coolest Ranger on the team immediately.
Bye-bye, Red Ranger.
And it established what would become a long-running thing where you had your base team, and then there was this special Ranger that would eventually appear somehow or another that nearly every other version of the Power Rangers copied.
That's weird.
Yeah, even this team, as they transitioned into other like powers, like they became the Zeo Rangers later than this, and Tommy became the new Red Ranger. They had the Black and Gold Ranger, which I believe they just called the Gold Ranger, but he was mostly black, who was eventually revealed to be one guy, and then it got passed on to being Jason. So Jason showed up again as the Special Ranger. So he became the Special Ranger for Tommy Oliver, who was now the Red Ranger. It was like they switched places.
Wow.
In that series.
That's funny.
Very, very interesting stuff. But it just brought in bigger stories. It brought in bigger challenges. And Tommy really was just a natural leader. When the original Red Ranger left, Jason, the actor, left, they replaced him with Rocky. And it was clear Rocky wasn't the leader. Like anymore, now it was Tommy. Tommy was definitively the leader of the team. Jason David Frank, who played Tommy Oliver, was just the man. Like he had the skill, he had the charisma, he had 5 different Ranger costumes over the course of the entire show, which was the largest legacy. The big change came when he transitioned into the White Ranger. And so in the Super Sentai series, they kind of ran out of footage of the Green Ranger. So for a year, for this show, they're like, he lost his power coin depleted or something stupid. He couldn't be the Green Ranger anymore. And then he just kind of left. And then suddenly this this new ranger appears, this new white tiger ranger, and it's revealed to be Tommy. And it's like, oh my gosh, it was him all along. But I knew it first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Very first.
Very first.
First one in all of America.
Probably not. But I was the first kid in my town to know because my dad worked in radio and they were doing a promotion leading up to the big reveal of the White Ranger where they were giving out VHS copies of the Green with Evil series. Like, it was the first time they put it on VHS.
Okay.
And it was 5 different tapes. Like, each episode had its own tape. But we had all of them, and so we had a bunch of them, bunch of copies of all 5. So my dad got me a set. And I took it home. And the very first thing on every one of those cassettes, which technically wasn't released yet, was a advertisement for another cassette that was like a home exercise thing for kids. Like, you know, one of those home exercise tapes. It was a kid's one, led by Jason David Frank. And it started with, you know Tommy as the Green Ranger. And it cuts all the Green Ranger cutting footage. And then it's all, you also know Tommy as the White Ranger. And I was like, what? It was him? Holy cow. And I went and I told everybody. And a lot of people didn't believe me.
Were you allowed to tell people? I feel like.
Probably not. But I didn't sign no NDAs. So...
If it was the time of the internet, your dad would be in trouble.
But anyway, it was like in this break of the season, I was telling people, when it comes back, I promise you, it's Tommy. Tommy's in the White Ranger suit. Because we just got like a little glimpse of it, like being worked on, like at the end of that season break. And so, like, it was a cool secret that I found out early. So he became the White Ranger, then he became the Red Zero Ranger, then the Red Turbo Ranger, and then he came back as like a mentor to a new team of Rangers several years later, which was the Dino Thunder Rangers, and he became the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. Tommy Oliver has made cameos a few other times in the series. He's been in every Power Ranger project in some form, of, like he was in the new version of the movie. Like with the updated movie, like it's just like it's this bystander guy. Like he shows up in everything that he can. He really became the through line for the whole series, the face of Power Rangers, essentially, even long after he wasn't on the show anymore. When Jason David Frank died in 2022, the reaction from people my age was very touching to see. Like nobody had anything bad to say about JDF. He was a fan favorite at comic conventions. He loved his fans. He loved being tied to the Power Rangers forever. He tried to spread both positivity and the love of Jesus throughout his life. Like it was very evident. He was a MMA fighter for a while too. Like he was legitimately a Power Ranger, like just in real life. And so like that, like I said, he was the through line. He was Power Rangers. So that little potentially short cameo of a, role changed the entire path of the series forever. So monumental change with him showing up.
Big change. So let's talk about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Did it live up to the hype for you back in 1995?
I still remember peeing myself.
Come on.
Standing in the movie theater once and seeing the poster for it. Saying the coming soon posters that they would put up. And it was a dope poster. Just the coolest looking. It's still a good poster. Like it's really good. And I was just like, no way. I was so excited. I saw it, I think 4 times in the theater.
Okay.
At the time, it was the coolest thing I had ever seen.
Yeah, I forgot your mom just let you go to the theater all the time.
Again, with the radio, we had trade. So we got free tickets all the time.
Yeah.
I got free tickets and free pizza my whole life as a kid anyway. But I watched the movie like 4 times and coolest thing I've ever seen. I watched it recently, and whoo boy, it's pretty rough when you are so used to like Marvel movies now and everything. But back then, it was pretty cutting edge. But that kind of campiness, that cheap feeling, is kind of part of the appeal of the show. And it translated a little bit into the movie, but not as much. They were trying to make it big budget. They were trying to make it cool.
Right.
They had a much higher budget. 20th Century Fox really wanted to sell toys. And the costumes were more like armor. The Zords were like CGI and huge, and there was like a big city fight scene, which you didn't really get to see all that much.
So did they hire like different actors to do the fighting?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
In fact, one of our friends, Bubba Stallcup, his uncle famously played the Black Ranger inside the suit.
Really? I didn't know that. That's
CEO
cool.
of Love Thy Nerd is related to a Power Ranger. The one you couldn't tell was the Power Ranger.
Yeah. Not the actor.
But the movie, the movie was this journey to uncover the ninjetti powers.
Okay.
So it was like the next phase of Power Rangers without changing the suits per se. It's like they got this interim power, this ninja power, so they would like change into like these ninja suits with headbands and flowing junk before they morphed. So it was really strange for a little while because they would fight as themselves, and then they would get their ninja powers, and then once their ninja powers weren't enough, then now it's morphin' time. And I'm like, it was a bit much, but it was something new, and it was good. And it got them new Zords, like all of the new power coins based on living animals, new Zords based on them as well. It was the show Amp to 11, and for the life of me, I don't understand why they did it this way. But despite it being all the same actors and characters, and the fact that the ninjetti powers were going to be a key part in the series moving forward, the movie was not canon to the story. In the movie, we get Ivan Ooze, who destroys the command center, and their dino powers are lost, and Zordon sends the Rangers to Phaedos, another planet. There, and they meet Dulcia, who gives them the ninjetti animal powers through a ritual and spiritual awakening. And the powers are tied to these ancient animal spirits, and their journey is made like this mythical, fantasy-driven thing. By the way, Ivan Ooze created a product called Ooze. It came in like a little jar. You would buy, and you would just play with the ooze. And it is exactly like slime that kids play with now. It was just a container of slime. But back then, it was so ridiculous that it was the MacGuffin in Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, to infect the parents with some mind control thing.
Okay.
I just realized that right now. That's slime. That's a thing right now that everybody has, and I hate touching, and now I know why. Because I don't want to get mind controlled. Thank you very much. Ivan Ooze, possibly the best villain in all of Power Rangers, by the way. Fantastic look, goopy, English. Teenagers. It's great. In their TV show, it was Rita's brother, Rito Revolto, who destroys the Thunder Zords and power coins, and the Rangers lose their power. And they journey to the Desert of Despair here on Earth to find Ninjor, who gives them their new ninja powers. These are also spiritually linked to those animal totems, but framed more as a new power set derived from the morphing grid forged by Ninjor himself. I don't get it. Why was it an alternate reality? I still don't understand. I understand they wanted to make these new suits and everything and make it this big deal, but okay. You don't have to continue on with the special new suits. It can go back to the way it was, the lower budget right after. Just tell the story was told.
Just keep the line.
Yeah. Instead, we had to get this weird blue guy look more like a robot. Like the Dulcia story was great. But whatever. Then, as I've mentioned at the end of a previous show that we were talking about something else, I don't remember what. There was a second movie, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, where they trade in their zero powers for their turbo powers, and that was canon. And that was how it happened. And they came back with the next season, the Turbo Rangers.
Maybe they listened.
And they expected you to see the movie.
They listened to feedback. They were like, oh, okay.
I don't understand.
So they
I don't get it. And that series was weird because they had an actual kid as a Power Ranger. It was like every kid's dream to be a Power Ranger.
Right.
And so they had a kid be the Blue Ranger in that movie and then for a little while in the series. But when he morphed, he would morph into a grown man.
Oh, he's like Shazam.
Huh?
Shazam? Isn't Shazam? No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm like, did I get it wrong?
You want to know what my brain went to? My brain went to Kazam. the Shaq Genie movie. I'm like, that kid didn't wish to be an adult. What are you talking about? Are you thinking of Big? I don't know. That was Tom Hanks. Got it. Captain Marvel renamed Shazam.
Yeah.
In the movie, yes. That is how kind of how that worked. Yes. Sorry. I have too many nerdy things in my brain to keep them straight constantly.
Well, you have to keep them straight because I don't know them.
Well, quit bringing them up.
I was proud.
You should have been.
I thought of something.
It was good.
You ready for your next question?
I'm ready.
All right.
Hit me.
So, like any children's show from the 90s, one of the biggest money-making opportunities was the toys and merchandising, right? Yeah. I mean, they still do that.
What?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Toys and merch?
I forgot you had that. So, what were some of the toys that you had as a child?
Well, as a child, I did have this Morpher. Which is so beautiful. Look at that thing. Look at it. Look at it. Beautiful. I had it. I had the little red gun dagger. Like it would be in their holster. And they could pull it out and it would be a dagger. But then they could flip it around and it'd be this laser gun thing.
Oh, that's cool.
It was cool. I had the head swapper action figures where it was like, it's them in their suit and it was like their real head. And you could pull the thing on the back and it would flip and it would be the Ranger head.
I remember those.
It was really neat, except for the fact that the Green Ranger didn't have a shield. He was just the same diamond pattern as everybody else.
Oh.
And I've thought they could have easily molded a version with the shield and have the shield move and open up, but they chose not to. I don't know why. I had the big Rangers, like this guy here.
Look at that guy.
I had Red Ranger and I had White Ranger, I believe, if this tall. This was not my original one. This one I found at a I don't even know what kind of store it was. It's like a store where there's a bunch of vendors, but it's all like swap meet, garage sale type things.
A flea market.
Is that what they're called? Is that what a flea market is?
Yeah.
Flea market. Found out at a flea market. Pretty well preserved. Anyway.
How old were you when you bought it?
Cool.
This one.
This one? 37. and it cost me $2. And it's wonderful. I broke mine as a kid. Actually, I had a bit of a temper when I was little and threw it on the ground and broke its arm off. And then I immediately sat there and cried.
That's so sad.
I'm realizing just how angry I was as a child. There are so many things I did when I was really little. Like one time I picked up, those little green plastic chairs and table we have out there. I had one of those. And one time I was so mad, I picked up one of those chairs and just rammed it into my door and made this giant hole in the door.
Oh, my gosh.
And my dad had to spackle and repaint over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had anger issues as a kid.
I think
I'm just now starting
child does.
Yeah. I had Zords. I had 3 or 4 different sets of Zords, power Zords, and they were individual ones on their own, and then they would all come together and make a giant thing.
That's cool.
Really cool. I played with a lot of Power Ranger stuff as a kid. I had all their weapons.
Okay.
There was a big set of their individual weapons that they would have, and then they would all click together to make the giant weapon that they would have to shoot off the powerful blast or whatever at the end of a fight. I had betting where they misspelled Zach's name. They spelled it with an H instead of a K. And it always bugged me, still bugs me today. I had gloves. I had Power Ranger gloves, Red Ranger gloves, that when you went, it would go. It was really, really, really cool. One thing I always noticed as a kid and still notice today is that most of the toys have their symbol in the chest, but they never had their symbol in the chest on the show. The only person that ever had a symbol in the chest was the White Ranger, and it was part of a shield. But every toy, every costume, every t-shirt or anything, they would put their coin on their chest. And I never understood why that was, because I'm like, this is not what they look like. I was almost mad. I don't want them to have this on here because that's not what I see on the TV.
Right.
And props to Funko. Funko's released all these little figures and pops in. Let me just double check that.
No stickers?
No, it's got it. It's got it on the pop itself.
Oh, man.
Man, okay, but it doesn't have it on these little guys. These little guys doesn't have it on the chest. So the reasoning behind that apparently is that they wanted the toys to appeal to kids in a more common American superhero way. And all common American superheroes have their symbol on the chest. And so that's what they did, and I guess that's what they still do. But it always weirded me out that they did that.
Yeah.
Americanized it. Yeah, that's the right thing to say. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the idea of wanting it to look like a superhero, but it already does. The diamond pattern was cool.
Right.
And I don't think they ever had to do that with any other version of the Rangers. So, whatever. I'll live with
Marketing people. Jeez. The kids liked them better with the thing on.
They probably did those tests, right? They had to have. Here's one without it. Here's one with it. Which one do you like better? Yeah, I get it. Whatever.
All right. So after more than 30 years and something like 20 different Power Ranger teams, have the Power Rangers run their course?
The 30-year run of different Rangers, at one point changing teams and gimmicks every season. 100%, yeah.
Right.
That's ended. 2023, that ended the main storyline after the 30th season. And then Netflix also helped produce Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, this big extended episode. It wasn't quite a movie. They keep calling it a movie, but it was 48 minutes long. So it's just an extended episode, double episode. But it was a way to pay tribute to the original series. It brought back several of the original cast members, or at least earlier Rangers. They brought back Rocky, but he wasn't the original Red Ranger. And it was just as campy and bad as the original show. And that was great. It was fun. It was nostalgic. It really felt like a good place to truly end the 30-year run. But I would say Power Rangers, particularly the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like the original teams, they're kind of experiencing a resurgence. We saw it briefly in 2017 with what we already mentioned, the reboot Power Rangers movie, which was an attempt. They tried. Unfortunately, they made the choice to go a little too serious and off the beaten path of what we had known before. The suits looked way different. They looked like multicolored Iron Man suits. They didn't look great. And they went PG-13 with it when they could have easily gone PG to make it something that the adults who were nostalgic for Power Rangers would feel comfortable bringing their kids to. It just wasn't the same. And there wasn't any camp. There's no camp. It didn't have the same heart. It was just... They're trying to take it... It was the Zack Snyderification...
I was going to say.
Yeah, of the Power Rangers.
They went dark.
They went dark with it, and they shouldn't have. Which bums me out, because Bryan Cranston played Zordon. And I think he would be a great Zordon. But I think they can't use him now if they try it again.
Right.
So I'm bummed out for that. But it didn't end, okay? Boom Studios has a lot to do with this because they won the comic book rights several years ago, and they started several titles, almost all of which were based around the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And they expanded the lore of the series in some pretty amazing ways, the biggest of which was the introduction of Lord Drakkon, which is this evil version of Tommy Oliver who has like both the dragon and the tiger Zord powers combined and made this really dope looking evil dragon white tiger suit. Really cool stuff.
That's cool.
These comics are popular enough that toys are being made of the new characters. Like there's a Lord Drakkon Funko Pop. There's
cool.
a dark Pink Ranger that also has a Funko Pop. Like those are really cool. And you really got to be able to pull something like this. Is what side project comic book is popular enough that it gets other merch from companies that seek it out, not created by that company themselves. In the documentary, I think we mentioned that it started with 2 series, which was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Go-Go Power Rangers, but it's got like now 7 different comic book series going.
Wow.
And they're all kind of in their own, I don't know if they're all, but there are several different timelines going on at once. And so they have like their own kind of multiverse thing and occasionally crossover.
Okay.
Which works well because we're not drawing in every other property on the planet. There are comics where they cross over with other things, but I don't think they're part of the main continuity. I think it's just that fun stuff like Star Trek comics did with Green Lantern.
Right.
They have like Justice League and Power Rangers crossing over. For the last decade or so, they have been re-releasing higher-end classic toys, such as this Morpher. Morpher here. Morphin time. Tyrannosaurus. Whoops. And helmets. They've released helmets.
Oh,
like legit helmets you can put on your head. Recently, they've even released cheaper versions of these toys in stores, including those flip head Rangers, and they still haven't fixed Tommy's shield problem. I saw them all at Walmart last week, and it took all of my willpower not to buy at least one, if not all of them, because they were all there. There was also a cheaper version of the Power Morpher there, which was pretty cool. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers just released a new classic arcade-style beat-em-up video game. You know, one of those where you're walking along the screen, kind of moving a little forward and backward on the screen, punching all the bad guys as they come at you. It's called Rita's Rewind. And it really reminds me of the original Super Nintendo side-scrolling Power Rangers game that was exactly the same, the beat-em-up style, which I wore out with my buddies. Like, you had to play at least 2 players. That's all you could play, because there was only 2 ports. You had to play with 2 players if you really wanted to get far, because you could kind of help each other and revive each other and stuff. But it was really good, really fun. I don't think we ever got anywhere near beating it, but we played it ad nauseum until the Nintendo 64 came out. The original Rangers are even the latest addition to Fortnite.
Oh,
which
really?
They had an awesome trailer that transitioned from the Fortnite animated style to the standard definition real life version, where the Power Rangers, 3 of the Power Rangers, are fighting alongside all these real life versions of Fortnite characters.
That's fun.
It was really fun. Beautiful, beautiful trailer. And I believe that's happening already. I think it started on August 7th. And so
Cool.
playing Fortnite with the Power Rangers, really neat. And it's these Power Rangers. It's the original Power Rangers.
You gotta get the boys to show you this stuff.
So Saban, like I said, also had that once and always special, and they did that with Netflix. They were in a deal with Netflix to reboot the TV series, but that deal fell through. So Saban is looking for a new partner, but is still actively wanting to reboot the series from the beginning. Possibly looking like Disney might be the place. Disney has a former connection with Power Rangers. There was a time where Power Rangers was on the Disney Channel exclusively. Reportedly, the idea is to follow much of the comic book lore.
Okay, that'd be cool.
And probably to avoid using Super Sentai footage, because I don't think they could.
Right.
And so it would be a bigger budget thing. But as long as they keep like that campy spirit of the show, I think it could be a new hit for a new generation and explore some really cool alternate dimension kind of storylines, which I know everybody's sick of multiverse stuff, but really the comic books are so good. They're like the best telling of a multiverse. I think it would be great. So I don't think they're over. I think our kids could see something cool in the next couple of years.
Are you going to watch the original with the boys?
There was like, I think 5 seasons of Mighty Morphin. And I think each season had like 35 episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, there's a lot. I'm not sure I could sit through what is essentially the same story over and over again for a long time. It's teenagers doing teenagery things. Rita is like, oh, I'm looking at these teenagers doing teenagery things and I hate them. I'm going to mold this little, or I'm going to have my little weird artist guy mold a little monster. And then I'm going to take my wand and make him big into a real person. I'm going to shoot him down to earth. And then the Ranger's going to be alerted. Beep, 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 beep. And they're going to go and they're going to punch and fight him. And then all the putties are going to show up and they're going to overwhelm him. And then they're going to morph. It's morphin' time. And they morph and they beat all the putties and they start beating the bad guy. And then the bad guy starts losing. So Rita throws her staff from the moon all the way down to earth and lands perfectly at the feet of her monster. And her monster grows. Make my monster grow, she yells. And he grows super big into a Godzilla size. And so they have to call their Zords. And they call their Zords. And they all come and they fight through the Zords individually. And then it's not enough. So they have to make the Megazord. And you go through the kring, kring, ching, hoo, ha, hey. And they're the Megazord now. And they punch and punch. And then they call their super sword thing. The thing just it summons it out of the air. And then cut him 3 or 4 times. And then he falls over and he dies. And they destroy all kinds of buildings, but no one ever dies. And then they resolve it. And then they go back and they're kids, humans again, teenagers again. And they're like, you know, I learned a lesson from this fight that helps our earlier problem. And that was every episode of the Power Rangers for a really long time. So no, I won't be watching them when I can.
Just watch one.
Sure, I can watch one.
Yeah.
Or I'll show them Green with Evil. That was a good series. Oh my God.
There you go.
I'm glad I got to go on that rant. But see, that's why I really want the rebooted series, because seriously, the stories that they're telling in the comics is so good. It would translate so well to a story arc across the series, where you could still throw in Monster of the Week stuff, but have an overarching thing like Doctor Who does. You know, you have your story, it's standalone, but in the background, there's something happening the whole time till you get to the end. We could do that. It'd be really good. Well, that is going to do it for today's show. I probably could talk a lot more, but that's usually the case. Subscribe to the Nerd History Podcast via our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@nerdhistoryltn, or listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. You can find us at lovethynerd.com/nerdhistorypod. We also have our daily Today in Nerd History video short and article that come out every single day on the front page of lovethynerd.com with photos and nerdy facts. And in a couple weeks, we will release a new mini doc for a topic that we already covered, the original Nicktoons. And then Deidra and I will be back in about a month to talk about a show that lasted 6 seasons and hopefully a movie. But until then, I'm Radio Matt.
And I'm Deidra.
And remember, in the past, present, and future,
Jesus loves you, nerds.
Also, just as a side rant, I'm going to tack this on at the end.
Really?
I had, for years, my notification sound on my phone was the Power Rangers watch. And almost every single person in existence would hear it and go, oh, Kim Possible. No.
What's the Kim Possible one?
I don't know, but it's not dee 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 dee. It's something completely different. And then one day I saw a TikTok of somebody saying, all right, listen, this is Kim Possible. And I played the Kim Possible one. This is Power Rangers. Dee, 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 dee. That's the last time I want to have this conversation. And I'm like, this guy gets it. He gets it.
I hear bum, ba, ba, da, da, ba, Nickelodeon.
Do, 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 Nickelodeon. Nick.
That's what I hear.
That's what it was. What was it? I don't know. There's something close to that. What was? Now I got to find the Kim Possible one. Hold on.
You'll play it.
I'm going to play it right now.
Kim Possible.
Kim Possible.
We watched Kim Possible.
I watched a little of it.
I watched it with you, so I know that you watched it. Because I didn't have access to it.
Phone sound. All right, here. Here's the Kim Possible alert. Baka baka banger. Not even close to. Ba 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 bow. Ba 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 bow. Get it? Get it through your heads.